Hello everyone, welcome to VRGK Creations. So today we are going to tell you about various foods and drinks
Our grandparents used to consume at their childhood.
So answers given by our grandparents. The question I asked was what food they consume at their daily routines.
My maternal grandmother said porridge. We can also call it dalia in Hindi. Milk, chapati. We can also call it roti in Hindi. Sabzi and rice, etc.
My grandmother said chapati and sabzi, porridge of wheat and millet. Millet is called bajra in Hindi and maheri. Maheri is a dish made with millet flour and buttermilk.
The next question I asked was what junk foods they used to eat. My maternal grandmother said samosa and kachori.
My grandmother said namkeen. There were various types of namkeen. Some of them was dal mot, mixture, etc. Next question I asked was what drinks they used to take.
My maternal grandmother said juices of apple and orange, lemonade, we can also call it shikanji in Hindi, and tea.
My grandmother said tea, sugarcane juice and lemonade. We can also call it chikanji in Hindi.
The next question I asked was what were the foods they were not allowed to eat. My maternal grandmother said she was not allowed to eat spicy foods.
My grandmother said she was not allowed to eat sweets in more quantity. The next question I asked was what were your favorite food?
My maternal grandmother said aloo stuffed paratha.
My grandmother said porridge of wheat and millet.
The next question I asked was what foods she was told to eat. My maternal grandmother said fruits, porridge, etc.
My grandmother said homemade dish only. The next question I asked was what was your favorite sweet dish?
My maternal grandmother said carrot pudding and rasgulla.
My grandmother said besan laddu.
The next question I asked was did you help your mother for making food when as a child? My maternal grandmother said she was her mother's beloved, so her mother didn't say her to work, but she sometimes helped her mother.
My grandmother said she was the youngest girl in her family. Thus, she was not allowed to make food with fire. The next question I asked was have you tasted buttermilk?
My maternal grandmother and grandmother both said yes, they had tasted it. The next question I asked was, did she liked it?
My maternal grandmother and grandmother both said, yes, I liked it very much. When I feel hot, I used to drink buttermilk for refreshment.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. If you like, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and share.